Hey guys, I'm returning from office in the midst of a busy road. I thought that I'll go for shopping for the upcoming festivals, but let us catch up some serious issues sitting in the park. Come, let's go for a stroll. Do you know there are yet millions of other people who have not committed any crimes, but still they live under man-made boundary walls? Who they are? They live far away from their countries to live out of charity. They don't get to do any work over there, and they have passed generations after generations over there. Yes, these people are called refugees. They take refugees in other countries because they have some kind of fear of living in their own countries. Today, I'm going to take you to some such refugee camps which is staying since 1990s, so a few number of decades there in the Bangladesh-Myanmar border. Let's go to the camps and see how they are living. Blue sky with white fluffy clouds and the swarming habitation beneath. Cox's Bazar, known for the longest beach of the world, provides shelter to the Rohingya Muslims. Here I am traveling to the Rohingya camps to understand the perspectives of these people who are working with the Rohingya Muslim refugee community for decades long. Please introduce
Hello,
yourself.
I'm Fatmi. I work in the WASH team. I work as a social architect.
I am Mahfouz. I'm working in Mukti Coxbazar.
Hi, this is Hafizur Rahman, known as Hafiz. I am working as a protection team leader with us. Thank you.
Okay, they are very experienced in this work. They have been working in the community for a long time. So it would be nice if I can hear their perspectives. Yeah. I am working with the protection team for the vulnerability risk and reduction analysis of refugees since 2018. We help in the growth of self-protection mechanisms of the refugees. Thus, we focus on the installation of street lighting to reduce sexual harassment of women, kidnapping, and drug abuse of young men. We also raise awareness on the above issues among the Rohingyas. Besides community risk reduction, we are also working for gender justice and developing women leadership so that women can be independent and support their families in these difficult conditions. It was a normal working day for the people of Cox's Bazar with traffic honking away and people hurrying for work. Our car was driving past a few small houses dotting along the busy road with green patches puncturing the monotony. The greener structures were quite visibly interfered suddenly by long rows of bamboo fences. Behind the fences were the habitats of the Rohingyas, temporarily given shelter by the government of Bangladesh. We entered Camp 19. The streets inside the camp were quite deserted, with the occasional sight of groups of people standing here and there. Open drainage and dirty lanes were the first sight that caught our eyes. A mixed group had gathered in one place. They were distributed some snacks. It's quite interesting to understand that although it was Bangladesh border, in fact inside Bangladesh, their dialect had a strong influence of Myanmar and hence needed to be communicated through an interpreter. So myself being a Bengali too couldn't understand their language and couldn't communicate with them directly. We wanted to know their living condition and their desires. When asked about a typical day in their lives, a young boy started speaking. I go to study to a private education center inside the camp. The private education center has been structured and is run by community volunteers so as to keep the youth productively engaged. When the old was asked the same questions as to how they spend a typical day in the camps, they started reminiscing about their life back in Myanmar. He was then brought back to his life in the camps. He said, "There is no job here, I don't do anything just get worried about my children's future. The ladies then talked about how they spend their life on a typical day in the camps. Their demand was for their protection and the availability of proper health care that seemed to be a necessity inside the camps. With the hope that a balance can be achieved between the human nature of rehabilitating the refugees and addressing the concerns of the host community by the local administration with appropriate government interventions, we left the refugee camps for the day.
After the influx, we actually disrupted this.
So this was an elephant passage.
Yes, this.
Okay. And what
is
happened to the
supposed-
elephants?
They are cornered now. They are cornered and they are being pushed back to Myanmar.
Yet again, humans have pushed away animals from their habitats for their own benefit. Development has thus been lopsided and merely human-centric. How did you integrate environment friendly measures in all these projects? Because whatever I have visited till now, I have seen very positively that a lot of green environment measures are being taken.
Because of this influx in the Coxbazar region, then the environmental perspective, the situation of Coxbazar was in a high risk zone. In the previous report, that was the main concern of the global community. That's why to not to do any further harm to the community and the environment of this region. All of the NGO development project, all of the project has been integrated to the environment friendly policy.
Henceforth, various measures have been taken to integrate environment-friendly policies, such as discarding the use of plastic, planting new trees, and growing their own plantation to restore greenery, side by side with teaching people in the camps to earn a livelihood for themselves.
তাদের লিস্টই বলেন
So the farming is that is being done is biofarming these
Yeah,
days?
biofarming, yeah.
Everywhere or
No, not
some
everywhere. No, experimental, but mostly the fertilizer we are using. Mostly it must be like biofertilizer, which is like vermicompost.
What about disposal of waste?
The camp area, the waste disposal, we just segregate the waste here.
One thing that was worth of appreciation is that solar lights were found all around the settlement, thus highlighting the use of renewable energy. We all would actually need to know why is protection so important in this kind of community, because we know of course protection is required for us all, but then why specifically this protection needs to be a project, a special project in the refugee community?
Because when we say about protection, it means we are providing a support to a vulnerable community because they don't have any rights, like they are not even a registered refugee here. They don't have their own country. They have been killed, murdered, and prosecuted by their own community for almost decades. They were being forced to come to another country and take shelter here just to make sure they are being safe.
Protect someone from violence, deprivation, and we try to protect their rights by informing them what type of rights they have and they are eligible to get this from any intervention or from their side. So, we protection team mainly focus on individual capacity development and self-protection mechanism.
The aid they are getting is not enough for their daily expenses. They also have enough time without any productive engagement. Livelihood opportunities, yes, you got to understand that they need to engage themselves productively, and also according to the third country settlement plan, they need to have some skill development. They do not go back as unskilled laborers or unskilled people around. They do not want to take the burden of these this kind of communities to their own countries back. So that is one or two of the reasons that why you are running these livelihood programs. But what I'm also interested to know, Hafiz Bhai, is that what after that, like what are they going to do of the products that they're making? So have you thought anything about that, or has the government given them legal status so that they can sell the products outside?
The product they will produce, same product also Bangladeshi and host community also producing. Two product come market at a time. Host community's product may get less priority, or they may lost some income opportunity.
But there is an interesting solution here, a solution that is suggested by the people who have been working with this community for a long time.
So sell this product in an international market. The donor community, they can take this product and sell according to their market, and this money can back to the refugee community as a donation that will be utilized for their food or other purpose.
Culturally, Rohingyas are very handicraft oriented. I mean, they used to work as bamboo craftspeople, and they have very good skills as carpenters mostly. And I think they get very frustrated when their younger generation are not getting the skills as well. I mean, in the camp there are not much scope of the younger generation to learn.
We were out of the boundary walls by the evening, leaving behind the Rohingyas to their destiny. Sunset was near approaching, and the longest sea beach glistening along the road was undaunted and unaffected anyways, but whatsoever human interactions all the way. The virgin landscape was still punctuated by small hotels and habitations catering to the foreign influx. Let us for once try to empathize with such people who are forced to leave their countries, their near and dear ones, their homes, their belongings, everything, for no choice of theirs. For a little while, or even for a longer while, let us give them some time. Let us think about them, how to give them the well-being that we enjoy. Today, after visiting the camps where these people lived the whole day doing nothing, I realized how independence and freedom is valuable for us. Today, I realized these are so valuable things in our lives that we take for granted.